All right, everyone, to watch this video for Tuesday, September 24th. One thing I want to show you, first of all, very narrow range on the SPY today, and look at the volume. It was almost like trading on Christmas Day. I mean, man, nothing was moving. Let me move that out of the way here. So I'm going to show you the watch list for tomorrow. I do want to talk a little bit, for those of you that were in chat today, about Pier 1, PIR. This is like the tale of two traders here. PIR, I originally called right here, and I'll scoot it over. So I really was enamored with this chart, plus the float, plus the short interest. I thought this one could really squeeze, right? So we're kind of flagging at that 1040, and if I pan out a little farther, you can see that you had one other spike back here to 1048. And I was thinking, if we break this little flag, we're going to rip through the 1048, 1050, and move up toward that 200-day, right? So my idea was through 1040. By the way, there was a seller on tape. I liked everything about it, and got long, and the bottom fell out, and ended up with a loss in it. And then it came back up, and I said, hey, you know, it's interesting over this high of day now because it hit 1048 here, and it hit 1048 back where I just showed you. So like basically through 1050, and then that ends up happening. I saw later that Wayne got filled right at 1050. I got filled at 1051. Now here's the tale of two traders. Wayne's final sell of the day, he top ticked it. He sold it at, I think, 1150 was his final. You know, we scale out in parts. I think he sold his last bit literally on the high of day print. And here's the difference. I got filled at 1051 on my buy, and I got a partial fill, and I have this dumb habit when I get a partial fill of just killing the trade. So I tried, and I didn't try to get that. I tried to get 1,000 shares, and I got like, I don't remember what it was. I don't know, 729 shares. You know, that's still a decent little position size. And, you know, being the baby that I am, I didn't get what I wanted, and I just killed it. And I took like 4 or 5 cents profit on it, and I still ended up red in the name because of this loss back here. I think I was only red like $30 in the name, but think about that. I literally got long right there and killed it because I didn't get a full fill. And it ends up going from 1050 up a buck from there. So, you know, that's the tale of two traders. Wayne is the type of trader he wouldn't have cared about a partial fill. He still would have held it and either, you know, killed it if it failed or let it run. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. This is like sometimes my wrap-up videos are my stupidity confessions. There's absolutely no reason to sell that. Would have been a decent little trade. Anyway, I am going to watch PIR again tomorrow because it's 200-day. And I think somebody said that their earnings are Wednesday. Can't remember if it was pre-market or after hours. So something to know, but I don't hold overnight, so that doesn't really bother me. And sometimes you do get a nice run into earnings, even if the earnings are cruddy, and it tanks after, right? So the 200-day up here at 1279 could easily become a target tomorrow. So if I get a low-risk setup, I'll try it again. But, man, this is a thin trader. But you could also argue so is the entire market right now. You know, they talk about bank liquidity and lack of actual cash in the markets. I'm not an economist. I'm not smart enough to understand all that. But I do know I'm seeing something because I've been trading every day for a couple decades, right? I do know that I'm seeing something that I feel like I haven't seen before. And that is, it's really dead out there. It's really thin out there. I don't know the cause, but I know I'm adjusting my trading size down and things like that. Anyway, I did end up green on the day, but not very well, and you know, I'm a little annoyed at myself. So, all right, so I talked about Pier 1. Disney, I'm going to put, you know, back on, it came down a couple days. It never did break its early high. I'll show you 5-minute candles here. There's its opening candles high, and then look at that, straight chop fest. It stayed in its opening 5-minute range all day. How frustrating is that? I never gave a buy signal, right? I would have probably taken it through the high of day. I don't know. But anyway, I want to definitely watch that one tomorrow just for, I think it's overdue for a bounce here. I would have preferred it come down to this line here where it's bounced off of nicely before. It had such a quiet day. I like it a lot less than I did, right? Ping, recent IPO. Hey, we got to find something to trade. And this one's only been trading for 3 days. Had this big day and then a couple red days on declining volume. I didn't get a signal in it today, but we'll watch it again tomorrow for a potential move up. IIVI, I'm going to pan out a little bit so you can see this a little better. A nasty reversal intraday on Friday, and then another down day, pretty close to this 36 support plus the 200-day. And I'll show you an example of a stock that gets a big move into the 200-day. KTOS today And I typed into chat, if you were in there, I typed in KTOS getting shape into the 200-day. I actually bid below this whole number. It went down a nickel below it, but I was in the 1780s, so I did not get filled. But when you go to intraday, just to explain the setup for those that don't know, that's just downside, that's downside shape, right? It's just grinding, lower, little hiccup, and then really accelerating to the downside, and then the daily, it was going right into the 200-day. So I really liked it around 18. I didn't get it, but I did point it out to the chat. I have no idea if anybody took that down there, but that's one of those setups I do like. So now we've got back to IIVI. You've got a couple nasty days and really several days in a row down into the 200 days. So I think that's worth watching. Overstock, certainly don't like anything about the company, the stock, or anything, but over the course of, 6-7 sessions, it's fallen from almost 30 down to this, and it has decent support around 10. Spent a few weeks there back in late May and early June. So if we can get there in a hurry tomorrow, I would look for a bounce there just for a trade. Remember, I don't hold overnight. I start with a watch list and then I look for intraday setups. It's an ugly chart, but it's certainly going to be overdue for a bounce if it sells off down to that below 10 tomorrow. Pier 1 I already talked about. MLNT, nice little mini breakout today, a little extra volume breaking above, a couple weeks worth of trading. Got that 200-day looming above that might become a target. TTOO, really big mover back here, pull back, bounce, and kind of sideways. You can kind of picture a flag pattern here. Want to watch that for potential long. GHSI, made, a couple hundred, $250 in this one today. I still think it held up well. I want to watch it again tomorrow. It had this nice move, 4 sessions ago that topped out of almost 80 cents. It's kind of flagging and starting to curl up today with a high of 70. I like it over 70 cents tomorrow if that happens. Couple more. GameStop, GME, popped back here. Ugly daily chart, but topped out at 510, and then today topped out at 520. You kind of, over today's high, it's got some room to run. Tough trader though. And then MCF, big 2-day run here and a sideways move. Certainly interesting through 2 tomorrow. Let me think. That might be all I wanted to show. I thought I had one more thing to talk about. Oh, that's right. It was MDR. This is another kind of suggestion I made in chat today. I didn't, kind of make it an official call, but I kept saying MDR is kind of chopping sideways below its early high of 220. It's a beaten up stock. There was really no clean catalyst above, but it was in such a narrow range and it's such a high volume trader. I liked this over 220. I actually got filled right at 220, right there when it started to curl up. And here's another example of a poor trade by me. The market's so thin and nothing was really moving. So this goes up like 3 or 4 pennies and I'm thinking it's going to roll over. And I just hit out for like a 3-cent gain. I think I had 5,000 shares, so I made like $150 on it or something. But all I had to do was just keep a break-even stop, and it had a much nicer move there. So the market, with its thinness, I know that's not a word, but you know what I'm saying, is kind of getting in my head and making me not let stuff run. Something I probably will work on tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Anyway, I'm done babbling. We'll see y'all in chat tomorrow.